We find ourselves in Ludus Insula, the riverside town, focused on our adventure overall. The camera pans down to the river, the Lacrimae, and slowly winds its way up towards the foot of Mount Custis. The weather is nice, sun is out, but as we get further and further up into the mountains, you see that snow starts to fall. Just a light sprinkling, and you can see the weather gets a little bit chillier, a little bit windier. However, the sun shines through as you see various travelers making their way up and up towards up these kind of foothills and goat tracks towards a little lodge at the halfway up the mountainside. This lodge sits at the entrance to an old abandoned adamantine mine, and travelers there are heading in order to meet up to slay a dragon. We zoom in towards the front door, as many have already gathered. Just the remaining adventurers, our friends that we've gathered here today, who are yet to make their way through the front door. Inside, there is a cozy scene of adventurers, about a dozen or so. A dwarven bartender sits behind the bar, just wiping away at some used mugs. Sitting at the bar is a man with a long white beard, bespectacled eyes, a human man wearing full armor. At his side is a long sword that gleams with the energy of what we know as the Dragon Slayer's longsword. He looking around the room at his recruits, thinking to himself, "This will do nicely. I think we have a good chance of slaying a dragon today, but I believe there are just a few more adventures yet to come. I can feel it. These are going to be powerful adventures. I'm looking forward to it." And just as that happens, the door swings open, and our first adventurer arrives. Mischief, would you like to introduce yourself and describe what you're wearing, what you're carrying with you, and what you would like to focus in on at the in the lodge itself?
So you see a quite short, so small size green goblin with large pointy ears, wearing kind of slightly ragged mixture of leather and cloth and bits and pieces of kind of a dull grey, silvery, and bronze mismatched armor. Big goggles, of course, classic Artificer goggles. Just pushes open the doors dramatically and walks quite confidently straight towards whoever looks like the boss of the place. But yeah, she's got long black
You
hair tied up in a bun. She's, yeah, Mischief.
you see a human man looking to be in his 50s. He's got a white beard, bespectacled eyes. This man looks very imperious and well-to-do. He reaches down and says, "Well met, adventurer. My name is Sir Equald Fairweather, Dragon Slayer extraordinaire. Have you come to help me in my endeavors today?" And he reaches down
Course.
with a hand to give you a warm handshake.
She reaches up and gives him a firm handshake, squeezing quite hard, and says, "Yep, here for the Dragon Horde."
Treasure, is it? Well, you can have your good fair share of what is there remaining. I am in it to just, as you know, complete my little quest, the pin, to slay a dragon of each and every chromatic color. I have slayed blue, black, white, and green, and now just remains the hardest of them all, the fire-breathing dragon, the red dragon. He gestures to the room and points out there's like three different tables of people, um, and one like table that seems to not quite have anybody at it at the moment. He gestures over and says, "We'll be splitting up into different groups. Feel free to talk to any of the resident adventurer guests. And once we've all arrived, we shall set off into the mines to find this dragon itself." There seems to be three distinct groups right now. As you see, there is a group of what looks to be humans wearing this black armor. They've got hoods and that are just pulled down at the moment and balding heads. They seem to be very keeping to themselves and discussing amongst themselves. Whereas they're in the table next to them, you see there is a group of different kind of races, some goblinoid races, in fact, as well as an orc. So you see there's an orc, a goblin, and then sitting next to them is a gnome and also a Goliath. So four people there of mixture of small and large races. The orc seems to have these clerical robes with skulls adorned on it. The goblin itself seems to have like a large kind of wizardly hat that's pulled over down tight across their head. They have like robes as well, but kind of mismatched and with like skulls and leathers and furs on it. They kind of look up at you and give you a big point with a finger, noticing a fellow goblin in the room. The gnome seems to be, is a small male gnome, seems to be patting the back of a large female Goliath, who seems inconsolable about something. And in the last table, you see there is a human, a male human, like holding a shield, flanked by other kind of more fey and other kind of creatures. So you see there with him is a tabaxi lady, a kind of half elven cleric, and a little pixie that seems to be drinking out of a thimble, sitting on the table. Mm-mm. What would you? And then off to where you're standing next to what's this? Next to Igwald is the bar. The bartender seems to be polishing what looks to be this kind of orange-like metal, which you might recognize as adamantine. They finish polishing it, and it says, "Oh, would you like a drink before you sit down and find a little place for yourself?"
If you're paying.
Well, I'll be hopefully getting a share of the dragon's hoard, so I'll happy to slide one over to you. And he says, "This is my family little stout brew that we have here," and pushes over a beer across towards you. As you start to like, is there anything else you want to do? Talk
Nah,
to,
nah, nah.
maybe to look at? You start to go find a way for you to sit down, perhaps at like one of the tables, as our next adventurer walks through the door. And who is that?
I can go next. um, Walking through the door is a dwarf man, long, blondish beard, long hair, everything all braided, and there's sort of like flowers intertwined in it. You can't tell if they were intentionally put there or accidentally put in there. They just look a bit off. He's wearing very nice breastplate armor with a whole lot of like flower designs all over it. uh, Big battle axe over one shoulder, a lute over the other, wearing a long coat. And as he walks in, he looks a little bit surprised and he goes, "Hey, I thought I was early. Everyone else is already here."
So Igwald looks at you and says, "Greetings! I believe there might be a few more still to come. Hopefully, the rest of you that are arriving looks as strong as you." Um, as he kind of points and looks over you. A man of many talents by the looks of it.
I've got a hand in a bit of everything.
Well, pleased to have you on board. My name is Igwald Fairweather, Dragon
Uh,
Slayer extraordinaire.
uh, Balren Stormsong, musician, complete monster slayer, and an all round good time.
Excellent. Glad to have you aboard. Well, grab a drink at the bar and find somewhere to sit, perhaps. We should be not too long before we head off. Uh, we're going to be splitting up into groups, so feel free to get yourself acquainted with the other patrons in the bar, other adventurers and such. Maybe swap a story or two. Get yourself comfortable, and I will lay out the plan for everybody.
Hey, that sounds good. He just goes straight to the bar. As soon as he heard drink, he was just looking at the bar.
You head to the bar. You see that there is the dwarven bartender. Finishes pouring like another beer. You can see behind him is a large kind of keg, which seems to be a magic distiller. It seems to be under like immense pressure with these arcane runes that you can see that is keeping everything well under like well pressurized and everything. Uh, Quite large, just sitting behind the bar itself. But next to it, it seems to be a little tapped keg, which he fills up your beer and slides it over the table to. He says, "On the house. I'm expecting a good share of the treasure once you bring back that dragon's head."
Oh, dragon? Oh, well, that's right. We're here to slay a dragon. Okay. Yes, yes, of course. Yep. I know why I'm here. He'll probably down the drink, slam the drink down, look at the cup
Mhm.
expectantly,
He
and then
goes ahead,
if
takes
nothing
it, and
happens, he
fills
walks
it
away.
up one more.
Aye, thank you.
Of course, of course. And he gives you like a warm handshake, as only dwarves give to each other, um, and gestures to the room for you to go about. So you can see that there is who I've explained out there before. Mischief, have you sat down with any other tables, or have you gone to the empty table?
So I think Mischief, upon seeing the dwarf get a second beer, slams hers down and then asks, "Is there food on the house too?"
I
To the
can get some
bartender.
stew whipped up right quick. Um,
Amazing. And she just heads over to the empty table to sit down
cool.
I
while
feel a bit
waits for that.
peckish too.
And the two of you head over towards the table, and we have our last adventurer walk through the door. So Igwald comes over towards you and says, "No, no, you're quite on time. I think we have a couple more people just behind you, actually, and then I will get started on introducing everybody, introducing myself. I am Sir Igwald Fairweather. Pleasure to make your acquaintance, Miss." Ah, um, that I did. It's always handy to have someone off the cloth in a dragon hunt. Now, I hopefully you'll be patching me up at the end of the battle once we have slain this unwanted lizard. I'm getting on in my I'm getting on in my age, and a dragon as dangerous as this one. We have to all be careful. And he gestures to the room. Take a seat with somebody else. Grab a drink at the bar. I believe my good friend Tormund will bring by food shortly. Well, and grab a drink. It's a long trek up the mountain, so I'm glad you made it in one piece. And yes, grab a drink. Go be merry among the other rest of the adventurers. We will be splitting up to teams for the mine, for when we descend down into the mine to look for this dragon. And so let's get acquainted with each other, and then we'll all meet up and uh, I'll walk everybody through the plan. Mm-mm. Sorry, you only got like a stout beer that I brew here myself. We don't really get very many people up traveling this way to deliver supplies, so but here, it's on the house. I'll be I'll be bringing it by shortly. Um, as you go to you take your drink in these quite nice adamantine cups. You take it back to, I'm assuming, the table with Mischief and Balren. Mhm. Great. And this might be the first time each of you have met each other, so feel free to introduce yourselves to each other. And talk, question each other about why you're here. As you see, so Igwald has gone what looks to be upstairs towards like the bunking areas of this little lodge here, and Tormund himself has gone into the kitchens. Um, you see that some of the other compatriots, like some of the other adventurers, have started to walk around the room, talking. You see that there is one of the hooded men in like the black leather, um, has started to walk around like the perimeter of the room, looking around at like the just the woodwork and stuff and like different art that seems to be on display. Seems to be you see like these like skis and like bear traps and other kind of like hunting and skiing paraphernalia up on the walls. There's a bit of a history about the mine that has been closed down. You see there's like a pickaxe and all that kind of jazz as well. Mm-mm.
No, free. Everything seems to be free here. Great. Yeah, yeah, you can take a seat. I'm I'm Mischief. Nice to meet you too, Lila.
I'm Balren. Nice to meet you. Uh, so, are you two here for? Uh, Balren's probably a little bit surprised because he doesn't often talk in Dwarvish, and he says good morning back in Dwarvish.
And then at that point, Mischief will also say in Dwarvish, "Yeah, good morning."
Well, it seems we've got a second language in common here.
Yeah.
But have either of you
Where did
dealt
you
with
learn it?
dragons before? Uh, well, we see with a mother dwarf and a father dwarf. Oh, I'm joking. When I was a child.
Yeah, I was joking too. Obviously, you're the only one who has the good reason to have learnt Dwarven. But yeah, I'm just here for the money. To fix up some of my equipment. You know, been a bit down on the luck lately. What about you? Yeah. Well, you're certainly more than welcome. We'd love it if you'd be on my team then. Exactly. Indispensable in battle and after.
I'm just bored.
Good a reason as any.
I mean, it's
Yeah, you might get ideas in your head like to go off and fight a dragon just because you're bored.
well, I figured I'd be helping other people doing something good, so it's constructive boredom.
True. That's very true. Had a friend once who, when they were bored, drew up a plan to take over the entire kingdom. Would have been very effective too if we hadn't taken them skydiving. Got the boredom out. So it's where you fly up into the sky via whatever means you have, and then you drop your friend, and you secretly have another friend there to catch them before they hit the ground so they don't die. Gives a bit of adrenaline rush. Magic. Well, I mean, you know, we did a few other things like cliff jumping and Swimming with the sharks and things like that. Oh, this was for my friend. That's what she liked. So that's what do what you can to make your friends feel better when they're bored or sad or mad, whatever. Take their mind off things.
As you're just finishing that thought, you see the door open once more, and a small halfling individual walks through the door. And you see, finally, my short little legs. They walk up and say, Igwald, where the hell are you? And you see Sir Igwald walk down the stairs, and they reach out their hands in a gesture of like warmth. And they say, my good friend, my good friend. Nice to see you. I'm glad you could make it to my final dragon slaying mission today. And I believe you're the last person that we've been waiting for. They stand up on top of the bar itself. You see the halfling. She seems to like spot that you guys have an empty chair and rushes over and sits down and says, "Greetings, I'm Potterwise. Nice to meet you all. I'm here to slay dragons. Not my first rodeo, so hopefully I can help you all out. Perhaps you look like you've got your little light on people at your table, so I'll help you eat up all the food that gets dropped off here later."
No need. I can eat a lot. Just kidding.
What big stomach do you have? Well,
Yeah.
sure, I can go one for one with you. See how if you can trick me
You're
under
on.
the table, perhaps. You see, Sir Igwald stands up on the top of the bar and says, "Greeting, friends and adventurers! Tonight we celebrate the final fight for myself against the dragons of all the chromatic colors. Today we are going to be slaying Ignis Santhrax, the spawn of Invernalho, a very powerful red dragon. But this spawn of theirs is an adult dragon, very powerful, so be careful, all of you out there. I hope you've brought something resistant to fire, or you've got a good cleric to patch you up. I know that we've got some friends from the cloth here, and they look towards you, Lila, and also towards like the orcish fellow over at one of the other tables. And then once more towards the group of individuals with the bald heads and the black robes and black leather armor. Says, I know that you're all keeping to yourselves, broken up into a nice group of what looks to be about 3 or 4 different, 4 little different groups. I will be leading the charge with one of your teams there, and we will be making our way down into the mines shortly after we have a good long brunch. Tormund will be by shortly with food and drink. Well, more food and drink for you guys, and but keep your wits about you. We don't want to get ourselves too uh, too slosh before we all enter the mines. We should be encountering different things in the mines. I've heard that there is a large spider, phase spider infestation, as well as slimes. Before we can get down to the heart of what seems to be a kobold stronghold, followed by the red dragon's lair itself. That's quite deep down there at the bottom of the mines, and we've been trying to find extraneous routes to get there. However, all of that has seemed to come up short. In the meantime, we've been going about some demolitions in the area to try and clear out some of the lesser things before we can make our way there in total. So I will come about again once you've all had something to eat and any merriments that you've had. Be sure to be ready and for anything to happen. Once more, thank you to Tormund for hosting us up here, up at the Bronzebane Lodge. His family has been, very, very generous. Tormund is very happy to help us out in this endeavor. They are looking to get this dragon out of the mountain just as much as we are. Well, looks like Tormund's here with food, and you see Tormund walk out from behind the bar. He has these big plates of what looks to be like roast goat or something like that, as well as more jugs of ale, well, the stout ale that he's been brewing as well. Um, and so you see these big plates of like meat and vegetables get brought out. Seems to be like local goat that is being, just caught on the mountain, as well as this root vegetable as well that grows locally here as well. He says, "Sorry, we don't have very much variety. But you'll just have to make do." And yeah, they drop it off. We have D. Just quickly pause so D they can get themselves sorted. Hello. I should get my introduce myself. My name's Campbell. I'm here with those weirdos over there. They point to the group of people. So the guy behind us all, Mr. Igwald, he's just kind of explained that we're going down to the mine soon. My group is kind of full. Feel free to looks like some of the other groups might have an opening at the tables there. Yeah, he kind of tries to get past you, but does it so very awkwardly. D, could you introduce us and describe your character as they walk through, as they're standing here in the doorway?
Yeah, so here's Durga in the walkway when she hears this. She's like, I am 7 feet tall. How can they like not see me coming in? And there is like huge person like wearing really heavy armor with you can see just the tip of a really really beautiful great sword uh, on their waist, and everything else is like hidden under their cape. And then when they walk inside, like it's almost like everything is shaking, but not quite really. So you can hear the thuds when they walk, and it's quite a little bit frightening, but also like quite it seeks attention.
Yeah. As you walk into the room, you can see that everybody kind of like turns to look at you because you're quite a tall individual. And they all get distracted from the food that has just been passed around the tables, and they all look up at you. And Sir Igwald turns and says, "We have a late arrival. Welcome, welcome, welcome!" And they walk over to you. They jump down off the bar and hold out their hand to give you a warm handshake. You see this man. He's got like a long white beard. He's got these spectacled glasses, and he's wearing like full plate armor as well. A long sword at his side. He reaches out a hand and gives you a firm handshake and says, "Welcome, welcome. We are just about to sit down for a meal. Make yourself at home. Find someone to sit with, and we'll be underway shortly. I'm going to give just a little kind of wrap up about the plans and everything in another 15 minutes. Just trying to keep it in suspense, let everyone fill their appetites. And it's been a long walk up the mountain, so glad you're here with us. You look very capable. Another fighter, I see." And they like warm handshake, and they gesture towards the different tables. And you see that the little halfling kind of like pats a chair next to them and says like, come on, come over here." And they gesture for you to come sit down and share a drink.
I go there and I go to the bar, get a drink, and sit down with them.
Yes,
there's a
the
bar.
bartender like finishes up polishing what looks to be like an adamantine mug, hands it over to you. It's a little bit heavy in the hands, but nothing for you. It's filled with a stout ale, and you carry your mug over towards the group of individuals that have sat down at the table. And the halfling introduces themselves again and says, "Welcome, welcome. I'm Potter Wise. Nice to meet you. It's not my first rodeo. I've helped our little Sir Equaled over there helped slay a dragon before, so this one should be a piece of cake. This one's trapped down in a mine, so it's not going to be flying anywhere anytime soon."
Well, you have more experience than me, I guess. This is my first dragon, actually. And saying this, I sit down on the table heavily.
You sit down at the table heavily. You see your other friends and says, "Well, I've slayed 2 dragons. What about the rest of you?" As Potterwise gestures to the rest of the other 3 of you at the table. Any dragons under any of your belts?
I've befriended a dragon.
Befriended. Well, that's a good one.
Maybe it was more of a truce, but you know.
Anything to
Spoke
get
out.
yourself out
I've
of a
been
pickle?
tricked by a dragon. When I was in the Feywild, a dragon tricked me and stole my voice for about a week.
Oh no.
Might have been 2 weeks.
I've not heard that one before. I don't really get to the Feywild, so that's quite interesting. Feywild dragons different from material plane dragons.
Are they? I don't know anything about dragons other than what I saw.
Oh, there you go. This will be new for you as well then. Welcome to the material plane. We hate dragons here.
So
Well,
they're like
the colored ones at
like
least
this big,
anyway.
right?
Oh, laddie. It's going to be a little bit bigger than that.
Let's just say it'll fit under the mountain.
And how about you? You slain a dragon before?
Not slaying a dragon personally, but would be following a platinum goddess dragon count?
Well, now. Hopefully this one is not on your dragon's good side then.
From the details I've been, my church has been given about this, let's just say he's on the naughty list.
Well, glad to have you aboard then. Is it? You can see like the other members of the party seem to be the other table seems to kind of be keeping to themselves. You're seeing that now that all of the men in like black armor and cows have kind of stood up and they're no longer at the table. They haven't touched any of the food, and by the looks of it, they also haven't touched their drinks. Igwald walks back up to the bar after you guys have all had something to eat, had something to drink, and you can see that he is like ready to, once again go into his spiel about the mines. Looks like he's just psyching himself up. Is there anything you guys would like to look at, kind of try and find out? Any checks that anybody would like to make?
Might ask the.
Are there any, like-
You go. Yeah. Go ahead, Mischief.
I was just gonna ask. Is the little gnome who I have already forgotten the name of, that sat with us, was it a halfling? Sorry.
Halfling, Potterwise.
Potterwise. You know what's up with the guys in the black cloaks? They seem pretty shifty. Didn't eat or drink anything.
No, that is strange now, isn't it? Has anyone talked to any of them? I arrived after most of you, so I haven't had a chance.
I'm not great with people, so.
Maybe I can go and talk.
Anybody, if they would like, can give me an insight check to try and like figure out what's going on. Otherwise, it sounds like Durga might go over and have a chat with one of them.
Might do an insight check just to see what I can figure out because I am proficient in that.
Yeah.
Cool. Go ahead. And then Balren will get to you and anything you would like to do.
So I got a
That's
14.
pretty much what I was going to ask.
Yep. So yeah, they've been acting very shiftily. As you kind of look around, they seem very serious and dour. Durga, you notice that when you talk to them, the one that you talk to seems to be a little bit nervous. And they've now standing at like one of each of the different walls. They seem to be like standing at the different walls of the lodge, like the northern wall, the southern wall, the eastern and western walls. With one of them seems to be blocking the door now that everybody is inside. Balren, you see specifically that the one that is at the northern wall, which is closest to the bar, he definitely looks like he has. He definitely looks like he's directing the others through what looks to be like a mixture of eye and hand signals that is very, very kind of like well hidden and well communicated. The others seem to be all turning their attention to that one up north, as to what's going on. Mischief, you pick up the one in the north seems to be the one in charge. You also pick up that the ones to the east and west, the eastern one that seems to be blocking the door, the western one that's just over there at that side, they look to be looking to the ones at north and south separately for guidance. But you notice that, and so do you, Balren, as well.
I'll just start moving towards the one in the north then.
Okay. You start moving to one in the north. He clocks you as moving towards him, and kind of like looks and nods towards you as you start to approach. Durga, you spoke to the one that's over at the east, now standing in front of the door, and they introduce themselves to you as Campbell. If you would like to go talk to them as well, and says, "We're making friends now," says Potterwise, and says, "Should I talk to one as well? Who wants to guard the food?"
Food's not important,
Guarding
right?
the food.
I can guard the food.
I've already
Wait,
eaten my food.
I'm not
so-
at the table.
I haven't even got a chance to eat it, so I'll happily sit here.
Okay, so Durga is going to go talk to one of them as well. Mischief, you're talking to one up the northern wall. You're going to go head towards them.
That was
Durga,
when
which
you
one are
said the
you?
leader, yeah.
Yeah, they definitely seem to be the leader. Durga, where were you heading to?
So I'll first ask, like, hey, what's going on to the person who I am talking to.
Oh, so you're going to head back towards Campbell, the one that was by the door?
Yes.
So you head back towards the door and head back towards him. Potterwise seems to get up off their seat and head to the one over to the west. Over to the western wall. Right. Who has the higher dexterity bonus out of Durga and Mischief?
I have.
Okay.
Yeah,
Durga,
probably.
you get to the one who introduced themselves as Campbell, and you ask him what's going on. He says, "We're here to slay a dragon. Is that not what's going on?"
I thought we are gonna go where the dragon is. What's happening right now?
I think we're waiting for the Sir Knight over there to talk and tell us what we're supposed to do next. Seems to be stuttering over some of his words. He keeps looking out of the left corner of his eyes towards the one that Mischief is walking over towards.
So I see that and I try to follow Mischief.
You head towards Mischief. Mischief, you get up to the one, this human man. He's got like a scruffy, like little beard, wearing black armor. He leans down to you condescendingly and says, "What's wrong, little goblin?"
Just wondering why your men are guarding the doors, preventing people from escaping, presumably. But what is going to happen to make them want to leave?
Well, why don't you sit down and find out?
So you are trying to attack us?
No, we're all on the same side here.
I can't.
Just waiting
like,
for.
I try and punch him with my guardian armor. Like, I think he's lying to me, and I'm pretty
okay.
up for a fight. I'm like, get your men to step away from the fucking door right now. She's feeling quite cornered, and wants to punch him.
So
right.
I am there already.
So Durga, you walk up behind as Mischief kind of describe your little your gauntlets that you have.
So they're kind of like quite bulky, kind of obviously made of different kinds of parts. So there are parts that are kind of like more bronze, parts that are more like silvery, more grey, and it's just kind of starts smoking a bit as I fire it up, and it glows with an arcane kind of blue light as I just power it up and then bam with the blue light when it punches.
They start to whir up with light and energy as you get ready to punch this individual. Go ahead and make an intimidation check for me.
An 11.
11. They don't seem particularly. They don't look like they feel threatened from you as they kind of just put up their hands and like, whoa, whoa, whoa! No need to resort to violence. There's nothing wrong. If you would like my man to step away from the door, and he gestures towards Campbell and says, Campbell, if you would just move away from the door. And he walks away. You're free to leave should you wish.
To be fair, I'm also curious in nature. I really want to know what you had planned.
And just as you say that, Sir Igwald Fairweather stands up back up on the bar and says, welcome, friends and family! And you see the man in front of you disappear and turn invisible as he casts a spell.
Okay. I would
was a
like
bit-
to cast Fairy Fire then.
Okay, I'm going to get everyone to roll initiative.
Oh no, where is it?
Let's see if I can
Oh,
get-
wait, we have to roll on...
D&D
It's alright, I can sort it if you all roll initiative, and I can fuss around with things as well.
I just forgot where it is.
Yeah, also because I roll at advantage and I know Roll20 doesn't
Oh,
deal
there
well
it
with that.
Okay. Oh no. 25.
Nice.
Okay. Oh yeah. Druga's there. Oren.
Do you want everyone to do it?
You have yes. Everyone should roll initiative.
Okay.
And
Sorry, I think I accidentally clicked it twice. I was just trying to figure out how to do
That's
advantage
okay.
on Roll20. Maybe I didn't.
Yeah, because your sheet's on
It's on
D&D
D&D
Beyond, isn't it?
Beyond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes it a little bit awkward.
But yeah, I think we're all supposed to click the initiative button at the top left anyway. I just forgot about that. But I'm on there anyway.
good.
That's all good.
Yeah, I
Guess
forgot. I forgot that. And it's just
Guess that's what practice games are for.
yeah.
Yeah.
So are we supposed to use D&D Beyond or not?
No. You can just use the sheet if you want to, but there is the option for integration between like D&D
Yeah.
Beyond and Roll20.
I did the roll in D&D Beyond and it came out quickly.
Cool. If it works, then it works. I'm happy with that. You see as the person invisible, Durga, you're first to act quickly. Sir Igwald is standing back up on the bar. He seems ready to go and say something. I will quickly roll my individuals. I put them onto the battle map as well. So that you guys can, well, I'll put, we don't have a battle map. We're doing Theatre of the Mind this evening, but I will have them here. Just imagine that they're bald. And I need two of these guys. So, leave. So that's like kind of the arrangement there with Mischief and Durga. You're talking to this one over here. This one here. You guys are at the bar. Below. Well, you guys are at the table. And then one out on each wall. Durga, you're first to act. You see that the man in front of you has turned and gone invisible. You didn't catch and notice them do that at the beginning. I grab some Music. As they disappear, a magical incantation hides them from view. So Igwald stands on the bar. You feel like they start to move away from you. You are first to act. What would you like to do?
I gather all the strength I can, like putting one hand on my sword, ready to just get it out. But I try to shout and intimidate, like, what's happening?
You start to shout, "What's happening?" And so Igwald has gone, "Friends, once again," and he hears you and goes, "Oh, is something the matter?" As he turns around behind him to look towards where you and Mischief are standing. Anything else that you want to do? The person's disappeared. Everyone's kind of gone silent as you've shouted out at the same time as Igwald. He's turned to you and asks, "Is everything quite all right? My fine friend."
So it's Edwin.
Okay. Igwald, yes.
Igwald. So I grab him by his armor and ask again, what's happening? What kind of plot is this?
Well, you turn towards the bar and you grab Igwald. He says, you're not here to fight the dragon with me, my friend? We're heading down to the mine soon. You look panicked. Is everything I don't understand what's going on.
Why is everyone just vanishing in front of us? And this time I really try to ask him, really forcefully.
He looks panicked and confused. He's vanishing. Is it magic, perhaps? Who is vanished? And they trying to survey the room, but with the amount of people, he seems to have not kept track of exactly who and where everybody is. As people are trying to get tabs, you hear murmuring from over at the tables, what's going on? They kind of look around.
I tell them, the people with the black armor.
And you see the individuals in the black armor. They tense up. One of them's disappeared, and you don't know where they are. Is there anything else you would like to do? There's not much they can do to react at this point in time, and you've taken a lot of time talking with Igwald. So we're going to move on to the next person, unless there's any kind of other action or bonus action that you would try and want to do. No? Okay. So, let me just make sure I've got all my thing correct. Nine. Get that sending properly, so you can all see. Otherwise, we'll head to Mischief. Mischief, you see the man disappear in front of you by perhaps an invisibility spell. They have started to move away from you. You can feel their feet tap across the ground as they lightly step away from where you and Durga were standing. Durga has turned and grabbed Igwald off the bar and is confronting him about what's going on. Igwald seems panicked and doesn't know what's going on either, having not noticed the man behind him turn invisible.
I am casting Fury Fire on the area in front of me where it looks like he's gone.
You do so as you start to cast the spell. What do they have to do?
It's a dexterity saving throw, so Fury Fire, each object within a 20-foot cube within range is outlined in a blue, green, or violet light. Any creature in the area when the spell is cast is outlined in light. If it fails a dex saving throw, DC, I think 20 for me, but I will double check. And
they do. You see the light start to cling to their form as they have drawn what looks to be some sort of dagger, and they're heading towards Sir Igwald. As the light starts to cling to their form, they're no longer they're still invisible, but the light shows where their form is in the area as they're moving from that wall towards the bar area where Sir Egwald is.
Yeah, so any attack roll against the affected creature or object has advantage if the attacker can see it, and the affected creature or object can't benefit from being invisible. And that's, yeah, Fairy Fire, so they're moving towards, I'll be running after him, and... Oh, I can't
So it was your
count
action.
that.
You can walk over and get back over towards him as well. You start to rush towards this assailant.
Yeah, so that's all I can do for my turn.
Cool. Balren. You see magic happening over by the bar area. Egwald has been grabbed by Durga. A strong fist has like lifted him up and is asking what's going on. He's panicked. You can see that there's this murmuring from like the different corners of the tables and stuff like that. You see some of them start to pull out weapons as well. Not sure what's going on, and start pointing them at the individuals in the black armor. What does Balren do?
He's going to pull out his loot, shove it once, and pull out stop. And he's going to cast Hold Person on the guy that's been purified.
So he will make a Wisdom saving throw. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Hopefully that came through. DC 6.
DC. Before they rolled, they failed. You see them freeze up. They now that you can see them outlined and like the lights that have been attached to him by Mischief. You see them freeze as a holding what looks to be a weapon, and it's just like pointed towards Egwald, restrained by your friend Durga.
And then as a free action, I'm going to eat more goat.
You reach down back to the table, grab some goat, and taking a big bite out of it. You see.
That's my turn.
Yep. That's your turn. The assailant who just froze him as well, the man in the black armor, he is paralyzed and held by the whole person's spell. I believe he can make another saving throw at the end of his turn. Is that correct? Yep, I believe so. He can, at the end of each of his turn, he can make another Wisdom saving throw. So he's going to end his turn, make that saving throw again, and succeeds. You see he's momentarily stopped, and once again starts to move. He, at the end of his turn, like just as like a little bit of a free action, he gestures towards the man at the southern end of the room, who will go next. And you see them pull out what looks to be a magic orb. You see the man at the southern end of the room, where nobody is there, now has the attention of some of the other patrons in the lodge. Pulls out an orb of flaming red fire and rolls it into the middle of the room. You see it then explode in a ball of fire as a bunch of the people over by where the orc and the goblin were sitting just get engulfed in flames. At the same time, there's an explosion from each corner of the lodge as well as more explosives go off. Boom, 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 boom. The floor starts to shake as everyone's quickly thrown. And can I get everyone to make a dexterity saving throw?
Yep. So it's D20 on.
Oops.
So is it acrobatics?
Dexterity saving throw. If you
Right.
could. Should be in your
Right.
saving throws area. Yeah.
Sorry, mine apparently was on advantage.
No, it's all good. We can. If it's
It's
an
still low.
advantage,
No,
we
it
just
wasn't.
take the one on the left. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lila, you feel yourself as the explosions shake the lodge itself. You see yourself get you feel yourself get thrown off of your chair onto the floor itself. Mischief, Balren, and Durga, you all manage to like hold yourselves up. I think Balren, you're just holding onto the table and onto the goat. Mischief, you just managed to balance yourself, and Durga, by next to the bar with Sir Egwald, has stayed standing as well, helping actually Sir Egwald stay on his feet as well. The others, you feel you can see that there's screams as some of the people in the center of the room have caught fire and are like hurriedly trying to put themselves out. The explosions in the corners of the room have caused the lodge itself to start to lean and tilt. Could I get just some... who has the... Ooh. Could I just get a perception... Oh, who has the highest passive perception?
I got
I have
14.
19. Probably you then, Balren. Balren, you can see that just with your innate sense of like architecture and stuff like that, perhaps, you can sense that these explosions was made to fall the lodge. And you can feel that there is, you can feel the ground shifting underneath the lodge itself. And the lodge itself starts to lean, and you notice that, oh, this is bad. This lodge is going to collapse. And that will take us to the other individuals' turns. So the other men in black hold the doors. You can see one of them is holding on to the friend, your little halfling friend, Potterwise, as they kind of like struggle against them, and they manage to break themselves free and start running back towards the table and said, "Ooh, this is really, really bad." They draw weapons, and look to be like they're waiting for something to happen. Also, Balren, with your high passive perception, you can hear something approaching from underneath the lodge itself, something from deep within the mountain. Lila, it is your turn.
Okay. So most of the guys have either still in the lodge or gone outside, correct?
No, everyone's still inside the lodge. Nobody has been able to exit. You can see
Okay.
that the guy over on the eastern side is still kind of like holding the door after
Okay.
kind of like walking away and then going back again.
Okay.
And everybody else is panicked. There's an explosion in the center of the room where some of the other patrons are like on fire.
Yeah. Where is it?
And you've been knocked to the ground. And you just like, as the explosions have rocked the
Yeah.
lodge in its entirety.
Okay.
You can feel the floorboards as like you're there, just kind of creaking. You've got, what's your passive perception?
14.
14. You can hear something approaching. Sounds like the beating of wings.
Okay. Where is it? Okay.
You also hear the sound of like gravel and
Yeah.
rocks sliding and breaking underneath the lodge itself.
Okay. Most of them all about 30 feet away.
Yep, they're all within like walking distance, yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm going to first use a free action to shout something's coming below, get out now. And then I'm going to channel divinity Radiant of the Dawn.
Mm-hmm. So what does that do?
So basically it's a wave of sunlight just comes out of me, and all hostile. All the
So
people,
who would you like to specify? Just the people in black?
Yeah, those who are hurting everyone. So pretty much all the men in black.
Yep.
And they all those who are within 30 feet must make a con save.
Okay, we'll do that. And you roll the damage for that, and I'll
Yes.
tell you how that resolves.
It's DC 16.
Okay, so the man in the south succeeds on his saving throw. However, the other three all failed, and I believe they are blinded from the light that is trying to hear this. As they all attempt to shield their eyes. Only the man in the south succeeding in doing so successfully with an 18 on his Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
They will take 13, and half that's a 6. So the man himself takes 6 damage, while the
Plus
other
your
Plus
two...
your
level.
cleric, it's plus my level,
your
so
cleric
that's
level.
11. So for those who fail, it is 24.
24 points of damage.
Radiant damage, yes.
And then 12 for the person that succeeded.
Yes.
Mm-mm.
And then I'm going to use my moment to
excellent.
get up and then try to herd everyone out of the building.
You turn towards the door,
Yeah.
and tell everyone to try and get away. As you do so, you hear a creak and a floorboard fall out from underneath one of the tables, and you just see the table that had the human with like the tabaxi and that, it just disappears and they fall, and you just hear ah as they fall deep into the mine. Durga, it is your turn.
So seeing all this happening right behind me, I just take Edwin and put him on my shoulder and draw my sword to be ready
grab,
for the commit.
You grab Igwald, you have your sword drawn. You can see now the man with it's still invisible, but has the glowing motes of light from Mischief attached to him from her fairy fire. Is starting to move towards you with this dagger raised. And that you just hear them say, "Get out of the way! We don't have any beef with you, just him."
So do I have a action?
Yep, you have your full action. You've just grabbed Igwald. Igwald seems perplexed and says, as you've just thrown him over your shoulder, he says, "Oh dear, indeed." You've got him. You have your sword drawn. This person's coming towards you. You have your action. You have a bonus action.
With that, I try to intimidate him with my sword and say stay back, otherwise I'll chop you in half.
All right, roll an intimidation.
$17.
17. You see them hesitate. They look like very intent on killing this. They look very intent on stabbing Igwald for some reason with a dagger. They reach and grab what seems to be a pendant from underneath their black robes, and it shows a small red scale on it. Immediately, you get the instinctual feeling, dragon priest. These people work for the dragon and have infiltrated this meeting here. And he says, "No, I will not be intimidated by the likes of you." And he says, throw him to me now." He doesn't seem to want to fight you, but he is intent on getting his way, trying to get Igwald.
I refuse to give Igwald up.
Okay. So you can feel free to back yourself off, move anywhere. You can see that Lila's trying to gesture everyone to go towards the door over on the east. You just heard quickly that somebody fell down into the mines below. And this building, is not going to last after those explosions from the corners.
I head towards the door.
You start to move towards the door holding Igwald. You're a little bit slow just because you're holding on to someone. But you manage to get yourself over there. Campbell seems to be blocking the door from you. Use your action to intimidate. You've used your movement. Do you have any bonus actions you would like to do?
If I have an action, I would kick him.
You could do that as a bonus action. He kind of braces as you go to kick him. Make an unarmed strike for me.
Yeah.
12. 12, unfortunately, doesn't hit him. As he manages to brace against you, he goes, "Ooh!" He looks very wounded from the lights. Oh, you have advantage, actually, because he's blind. So go ahead and roll that again.
All right.
So he doesn't even see you coming. He's kind of like
17.
defending the door. You just like kick him straight in the chest. He buckles and falls over onto the ground, freeing up like the door for you to make your way out of on your next turn. However, on initiative count 20, you see that you see the tables start to fall. The bar just completely collapses. The large what do they call it? Mind blanking. The large like brewers kind of container, the arcane brewers container behind the bar just falls through the ground as the entirety of the lodge gives out as it just starts to collapse inwards on itself. Can I get you all to make strength saving throws as debris and wood starts to fall down on top of you guys? As that is happening, you see large wings split through the floorboards. These aren't dragon wings; these are wyvern wings. As from each of the walls, a wyvern crashes through from below, picking up their respective rider. Each and every one of them just grabbing them in the talons. The one that you kicked to Durga has been grabbed as wyverns descend into the battlefield as everybody starts to fall. Drink saving throws. That is a Durga. That's a fail, unfortunately. Balren, you just succeed with 13. This is. Can I DM hide all this? What's going on with my mouse sensitivity? That is 9 points of damage for Mischief and Durga, and 4 points of damage for Lila and Balren. As debris starts to fall down on top of you, the floor gives out beneath all of you as you all start to fall into the mine below. Explosives seem to have carved out the walls and made a tunnel up through the mine, up towards the lodge. And now the explosives that have gone off in each of the corners have caused the lodge to collapse in of itself. Wyverns have descended up from the mine as well, picking up their wyvern riders. This has been an ambush and a setup. And Igwald says, "Oh dear, we're under attack! Only just kind of realizing what has really gone wrong here. Let me grab some tokens. As wyverns pick up their riders. You see some of the wyverns grab and snatch at some of the other adventurers. All of you start falling as Potterwise kind of reaches out and says, "Oh no!" As she manages to roll away from the wyverns grabbing at her over on the west. Durga, that is the end of your turn. That is initiative 20. Now, Mischief, it is your turn. Georgie, I think your mic.
Sorry, I just automatically mute it for some reason. Habit. Are we all falling?
Yes, you've all started to fall. As you see some of the other adventurers around, the only people who are not currently falling seem to be these cultists, these dragon cultists hidden in the skies, who have been picked up by wyverns that have come out of the mine itself. The whole lodge starts to collapse in of itself, falling below you. You manage to push yourself as you get hit and knocked by the wood that is falling as everything starts to fall around you. And you have started to fall.
How long does it look like we have till we hit some sort of ground?
You cannot tell because it is deep and dark in the mine, and you cannot see the bottom.
Okay. So I would use my reaction when the falling happened to cast Featherfall on 5 people. So that would be, I have winged boots, so I don't have to worry about myself.
Okay.
So that would be Durga, Lila, Balren, and yeah, a couple others. The
So Durga's
halfling whose
holding
name I'm
Igwald's as Potterwise.
Potterwise. I'm just never gonna remember that name for some reason.
That's
So
alright.
Durga's holding I'd probably just cast Featherfall on Durga then,
Yep.
and not Ixworld, and then
There's also Tormund the bartender. There is
Yeah,
and the
him
other
too, yeah.
adventurers. Yeah, and Tormund. Okay, sweet.
I can only do like 5 people. So Tormund gave me free food, you know.
Yep.
And then I will turn to the leader that I'm still next to, because I've got my flying boots. So I'm just kind of started falling and righted myself, and then I'll say to him, "Why do you want to kill this man?"
He is trying to kill our master, and we will make sure that that doesn't happen. Best defense is a counter offense.
Fair enough. Has this dragon caused like havoc and harm to the surrounding area?
Yeah, it's known
Yeah,
as
okay.
an evil dragon. Yeah.
Okay. In that case, I will use my action to punch him with my thunder gauntlets.
Excellent.
This leader guy. Which I get 2 attacks per attack action.
He's getting half cover from the wyvern that he's started to ride as well. You've managed to fly yourself up with your winged boots towards him, as you're just kind of like flitting around where he's straddling the neck of his wyvern. So he's going to get a bonus to his AC because of that, but go ahead and roll your attacks.
No worries. So my first attack, oh, that's not great. It's a 16. Does that hit?
16. 16 does not hit because of the half cover that he has.
No worries. And I will do my second attack, which is a 27. Hopefully that hits.
27 definitely hits, yeah.
And I will roll my damage.
Oh, actually,
Comes to-
he is still blinded because of Lila, so roll you can re-roll both those attacks if you'd like. I keep forgetting
Oh,
that.
okay.
How did I blind him?
Well, that one was worse, so the first attack does not hit, and I guess I could crit fish for the second one.
If you'd like to.
Doesn't work. Alright, that's all good. So I can also deal an extra 4 damage because of Fury of the Small. So I'm dealing an extra 4 damage to him on top of the damage I rolled. And my Thunder Gauntlets, a creature hit by the gauntlet has disadvantage on attack rolls against targets other than me until the start of my next turn.
Oh, good to know.
So there's that, and bonus action, I will use my defensive field to gain 11 temporary hit points.
Right. Your armor starts to like build up a little shield around you, using that like kind of like arcane power that supplies like your gauntlets and everything. Excellent. Balren.
Am I still within 30 feet of the wyvern? Or have I fallen out of range?
You have not, because like as soon as you start to fall, you see go, "Ah!" And then woof, you're caught by like a magic.
Cool.
And you'll start to fall a lot slower. At the end of your turn, you will be, but right now you're not. And these guys seem to be kind of like hovering as well, just to try and keep in pace with you because they're looking to try and get Igwald.
Cool. And in which case, I'm gonna grab my battle axe and cast Steel Wind Strike.
Amazing.
The chats. I was looking forward to the spell, and I'm like, yes, perfect opportunity. Hopefully that's in the chat. Basically, I'm going for the 4 wyvern, and then I'm gonna go for the leader with the 5th strike.
Oh, so hit the 4 wyverns, and then the leader. So you'll have advantage on the leader because he's still blinded from Lila's channel divinity. But each of the wyvern attacks will be regular. So go ahead and make your melee spell attacks.
Cool. So 5 of them starting from the north, going clockwise.
Yep. Cool. Excellent.
hope that works.
That all looked like it worked.
Oh, it's the damage not come through.
And you have advantage on the last one, so you will need to re-roll it. So roll one more time. Is that? It's to hit is the top number, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so you miss the southern dragon, the one with the dragon fang cultist. However, you hit every single other one. So go ahead and roll your damage. 23, 37.
I haven't used the spell before. Is it the same damage on each of them, or do I roll damage?
Let's see what it says. On hit, the target takes 60-10 force damage. I think you just roll it once.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
So we'll just take the first one, which is 23. You can go ahead and look that, Google that if you would like, but we'll just do 23 for now.
Yeah.
And if you can let me know how it works, we'll figure it out. Okay, so that's one missed.
And then I guess I'll end my turn next to the last guy I hit.
Yep.
Bonus call out to Durga, and I'm gonna sing, Durga, it's time to murder all these flying dragon things. And you have Bardic Inspiration D10.
Woo!
What does
Excellent.
that mean?
So you have a D10 that you can add to a saving throw, ability check, or an attack roll within the next 10 minutes in the game.
Right.
All right. So it is the Dragon Soul cultist's turn. He is. How long is he blinded, Lila? Is he until the end of your turn, or is it the end of his next turn?
It doesn't say anything about blindness.
Wait, I was sure this thing blinded somebody.
It was an RP, like a wave of light, but
Oh,
it doesn't
wow.
say anything, and I didn't want to interrupt.
That's all right.
But it was
He's
a
no
cool
longer
thing.
blind now.
It was a cool like little RP add-on, sure, but
That's fine. This has helped you out, and well, excellent. Well, not a problem.
I'm sorry.
No. That's my bad for not remembering how that thing worked at all. Well, excellent. So he's fine then. So he reacts towards you, Mischief, and Balren, who's come over. Balren, you stab him. You like slash at him with your battle axe as you magically teleport yourself around the battlefield. You can see his wyvern like beats its wings as you start to like descend below him, as you all start to fall slowly 60 feet per round with the Featherfall spell. Mischief, you're able to keep up with him. However, he turns his gaze straight towards Durga and Sir Igwald. You can both make opportunity attacks as he flies out of range of you both.
I'm good.
Okay.
Saving my reaction for something else.
Cool. Mischief, would you like to make an
don't-
opportunity attack?
I technically use my reaction this round. I'm never sure if it resets per round
It's
or at the beginning of my turn.
It's the beginning of your turn, and you fell before your turn, so you have your
Okay.
reaction back.
Okay, awesome. So I have my reaction back. I might save it though, sorry.
Okay, all good. They're going to attempt to stab Sir Igwald with the magical dagger that they have. This is at disadvantage though because of your attacks previously.
Right. So, like, does both of them have disadvantage, or only one of them?
It's any attacks until the end of Mischief's next turn, correct?
Just
Right.
from the person I hit. So just the leader.
Yeah. So he's
The
gonna.
one on my left.
So they're attacking Igwald. So they're going to make an attack roll. The first one, they get to attack twice. but both with disadvantage. And they'll miss both times as they start to swing out. Durga, you shift your body to give Sir Egward cover as you hold onto him, deflecting 2 of the attacks as they swing out towards you. You can see there's a little bit of this like electrical energy that is kind of impeding his movements as well. Some sort of like his movement seems stiff, thanks to Mischief's attacks earlier. However, they still have their Wyvern as well, and the Wyvern is going to use their Stinger attack to.
Can I pose disadvantage on that with my protection?
Yes, you can. You, Durga, you position yourself to deflect the stinger as it comes in. Natural 1 on the Wyvern's dice as you just deflect with your greatsword the stinger. That would have been really, really bad if it had hit Sir Egwald. They also have a bite attack as well, which it is going to attempt as well. And that will hit Sir Egwald for
Silver Bobs.
13 points of damage. Ooh, okay. So
There
this
it
is
is.
also this is imposing disadvantage on the bite attack.
I think it's just a straight reroll.
Okay, so it's a straight reroll. However, they still hit with an 18.
And you can give advantage to the next roll for any person you like within 30 feet or yourself.
Who's next? Lila, you can have advantage.
Okay, sweet. Thank you.
All right, you feel like the rest of the house the rest of the lodge fall around you as you start to descend into the mine. The rest of the lodge passes through you as you rest of you, are deciding to descend slowly. Otherwise, kind of looks out around and looks towards Tormund, the bartender, who doesn't seem to be a combatant. And they start to move, slowly, swim their way through the air over towards them. I didn't have tokens prepared for them, but I will just quickly write a P for Potterwise and a T for Tormund. And so they're over here. And Potterwise seems to be protecting Tormund. She pulls out like a short sword, holding it out in front, and says, "All right, I'll look after the bartender if you manage to keep out these wyverns away from us." And that will move on to the Dragon Fang's turn. So this one, the seemingly most adept wyvern rider jumps on his wyvern, and you see him. He's going to move towards you, Lila, stuck in the middle. They start to fly and swoop towards you, and he is going to use his short sword to attempt to attack you.
Okay.
One of which will hit
Alright.
with a 20.
Hang on one moment. Opportunity attack, okay. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out if I have a reaction.
You currently do have a reaction, I believe.
Yeah.
If you'd like it to use it for anything, that's up to you.
Yeah. Oops. Wrong one.
Otherwise, you'll take
Alright.
8. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wait, do I have that spell? I'm so sorry.
It's alright.
No, I don't have it. Okay. That fixes it. Yep, no, I can't do anything right now.
They swoop past you and swipe at you with their short sword. You take 8 points of damage. from this rider.
Okay, do
and
they
their wyvern,
AC 18?
yeah, they hit a 20.
Okay, sweet. How much damage?
8 points.
8 points. Okay.
It is also the wyvern is then going to attempt to claw you twice as well,
Okay.
as it like swoops up and then rakes both its claws towards you. Both of these will hit for a total 28 points of slashing damage as they just rake their claws up against you. Before what looks to be moving over to try and fly towards Durga.
Oh, are they leaving my space?
Yep.
Hee. Okay, attack of opportunity. Hang on. What was the damage again? 20 from the claws? 20...
It was 28.
28.
So in
Thank
total,
you.
that's 36 points of damage, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, 32, sorry.
Yeah. Way below half now. Okay, so as a reaction... because I'm Warcaster.
Yep.
Should you get cast a spell? Okay. And since... Okay. I'm gonna, Guiding Bolt the wyvern.
The wyvern? Okay,
Yes.
for sure.
Okay. I believe... Guiding Bolt, yes. Does a 20 hit?
20 definitely hits. Yeah, go ahead and roll the damage.
Okay, is that showing? Oh, it's not working. Hang on.
You can just click the wee
Yeah.
guiding bolt thing and
Yeah,
roll
it's
from
not
normally.
showing. For some reason. 48.
Can
Okay.
actually help you.
I'm just gonna do standard roll. 46. Ah, here we go. That's why. That was level 2.
So the bottom one there.
It's saying input value. Why am I doing that?
I think it's asking what level you want to cast it at.
Yeah. Well, here we go. So 14 damage.
14 damage. Okay. Your radiant blast strikes into the wyvern. It screeches. And as it continues to swoop away, it is also shrouded with that magical energy that means that the next attack against it has advantage. So keep that in mind. The other two wyvern riders are going to go. You see that the riders themselves are pretty badly hurt from your explosion earlier, but they're going to move over. One's coming up towards you, Mischief, seeing that you've got those flying boots, and the other one is going to attempt to attack Durga. Trying to get rid of Durga, who seems to be protecting Sir Igwald. So, let's see. All right, so one attack against you, Mischief, from the cultist, which will definitely not hit. And then the wyvern is going to attempt to swing around with like a stinger that comes up towards to hit you for a 20 to hit.
That hits.
Cool. And they're also going to make a bite attack against you as well. For
love
an 18.
that. 18. Yep, that hits.
Alright. So the bite attack is going to do 8 points of damage to you.
Oh.
and then the stinger strikes into you for 12 points of damage. You must also make a Constitution saving throw as you feel the venom start to course through your veins.
Okay, it's a 19.
19. So you'll take half as much damage on a successful save. You take 13 points of poison damage as you feel this venom course through. You feel your head throb as you feel the venom injected into you. You manage to push off most of the ill effects of it, however. And then on the other side, Durga, you see them getting ready to attack you. You're also getting a stinger and bite attack from the wyvern. So this first attack is 25 to hit, and a 22 to hit on the bite attack.
Armor. Yeah, both hits.
Yep. So I need you to make a Constitution saving throw as well.
10.
10. So you failed.
Sorry, I have a reaction still.
Yes.
And
course.
I have one called Flash of Genius. Is he within 30 feet of me? I think he is.
Yes, actually, yes. They are, yep.
I can add a +6 to the roll to a saving throw or ability check, so he can get a 16 and see if that
That succeeds. Yep.
There we go.
So you succeed on that saving throw. You take 11 points of damage from the stinger. Then only 7 points of damage from the venom.
Total of?
I can add up everything for you. So, and 16 damage from the bite. So that is 34 points of damage in total from the wyvern.
Right.
And then the other guy, the rider, is going to attempt to attack you, and will also hit for 8 points of damage.
Right.
Are you able to see each other's HP on the battle map?
Yep.
Was that on something on it? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
It's scary.
Might have to zoom in. Anna.
Okay, yep, now I see it.
Mhm.
Okay,
Cool. Lila, it is your turn.
Okay.
You all are continuing to fall slowly through the featherfall. You can see the clattering of stuff far below you, as stuff is starting to the contents of the lodge are starting to hit against stone and rock and start grinding further down in the mine.
Are
with the
these
rubble.
red wyvern? Like, are there a specific type of wyvern?
No, they're just a regular wyvern. They
Okay.
seem to be tamed and domesticated. They have these kind of bridles and saddles attached to them.
Okay.
They look to be relatively wild. They seem to be only under the influences of the riders because of how they're steering and using.
Yeah. Okay. Alright, how big is the hole? That we're falling in? Is it quite
It's about
wide?
the size of the lodge. It's starting to get smaller and smaller as you go through, as everything starts to get congested. But it's roughly around about 40 feet in diameter circularly. There's not a lot of space. There's more vertical space as you're starting to fall and descend at different speeds through the featherfall spell, and they're starting to weave around you and try to take up space as the different wyverns are moving around.
Damn it. Okay. And I can't really move because we're falling, but because of the featherfall.
You can direct yourselves in different ways if you would like to try and move over to a wyvern, grab onto one, try and get close to your friends. Mischief is able to move completely because they have their little boots that have little wings attached to them.
Okay. And everyone's in different stages, or everyone's in the same level? Oh no, everyone's frozen for me. Hello? Oh no. Shit. Hang on. Internet issues.
Yeah, I told him like to attack the one in front of us, and I'll swiftly attack the one behind us.
Alright. Would you like to attack the wyverns or the riders?
So I'll try to start from the riders. If I can succeed, I can try to slice both of them.
Okay. So you start to turn around as you swing towards the one behind you. Is that you're looking for the leader? Is that correct?
The one on our right.
Oh, so you're gonna go for the one on the right. So yeah, go ahead and make your attack, and then afterwards I'll get equal to his attacks. I think I was thinking with the blinding things.
Right.
Oh, critical hit!
Yep.
Huge! Yeah, with a critical hit, I'm going to be happy for you to put the rest of the damage into the wyvern. So that looks to be a total of 23 points of damage from that critical hit. The rider himself only has, let's see, he only has 4 HP. So that's 19 damage straight into the wyvern as you just clean through your greatsword as you swing around using it. Well, as you kind of maneuver yourself using momentum. The greatsword slams through the rider and digs deep into the neck of the wyvern. The rider falling from the saddle, dead as they start to fall down into the mine shaft below. Get rid of him. And then the rest of that 19 extra damage travels through and hits into the wyvern. You have a second attack. You might have you have a second attack.
Yes. So I'll do it again.
20 easily hits. Another 16 points of damage into the wyvern.
And do I have can I do a bonus action?
Yeah, what bonus action would you like to do?
I'll do a second.
Okay. You trying to regenerate some of your health. You see that so Igwald, still kind of carried on your shoulder, pulls out his longsword and goes for the wyvern on the other side. Let's see. He gets extra damage against them as well. So Igwald hits with all 3 of his attacks. So he deals a shit ton of damage. Let me see. You did very well protecting Sir Igwald, because I was going to take him immediately out of the combat if he hadn't done so. So that is a total of 62 damage in his turn from Sir Igwald into the dragon on the other into the wyvern on the other side. It says, a wyvern may be a lesser sort of dragon, but it's a dragon nonetheless. It pulls his dragon slaying longsword from his sheath and slashes thrice towards the dragon. And that ends your turn, Durga. Mischief, you've got your boots.
I get 20 HP regenerated from my D10.
Fantastic. Go ahead and give that HP back to yourself. As you feel invigorated, seeing yourself just slash through that evil cultist and into its wyvern below, you're looking very, very, in a very good position right there. I'm going to make a morale check for the wyvern whose rider you just killed. To see whether it's going to attempt to flee. I'll do that on its turn. But Mischief, it's your turn.
Okay, so can I like move around here without getting an opportunity attack? Because I'm still kind of in their range. Sorry, here, so that I'm still within both their range.
Yes, you can. Sorry, I accidentally.
So my idea is I'm going to cast a lightning bolt. Can I do that line and get basically 2 wovens and 2 riders? Do you see?
So technically, it's not exactly how the map is going to work. I would say, if you wanted, because you could like swing yourself around, I think you could definitely get 2 wyverns and 2 riders, but they would need to be on the same kind of like trajectory, so they would need to be the same. So if you wanted to get these
Whatever
two in,
would work, I'm just trying to get the most without getting my allies, as I was trying to figure that out from the map.
So everything's kind of like in weird timey space because you're falling at the same time. But with your freedom that you have with your winged boots, you can easily get yourself into a position. So would you like to hit the leader, or would you like to hit the other guy, the dragon's fang?
Probably trying to get the leader if I can.
Cool. So you're gonna shoot your lightning towards that direction, towards the leader, striking through him and his wyvern. So these are dexterity saving throws.
Yes. DC 20.
Need to check the chat.
Yeah, I put the spell in the chat as well.
Okay. Hannah, are you able to just check if you can speak and everything, and we'll get to your turn right after this one?
Yeah, on my phone, so OBS is not capturing, and I can't see anything that's been updated on the chat, and I'm not sure if I can push through anything on my character sheet because of the internet.
I can do your character. I can work your character sheet for you. You just need to tell me what you would like me to do.
Yeah.
But we'll get to you. So I need dexterity saving throws. Okay. So, and the DC for you is 20, correct?
Yep.
So both of the wyverns fail. And that looks like it fails from everybody all around. So go ahead and roll that damage.
So that's 25 lightning damage.
25 lightning damage. So you see that the rider that you're standing right behind as you shoot that lightning bolt out. Where does that come from? Like, does it come out of the gloves, or?
Yeah, so I just kind of like, it's like almost like I'm punching, but it looks kind of weird because it's like I'm punching air until you get this lightning bolt coming from it.
And you see it just punch a hole straight through this guy's abdomen as he is killed from that lightning through him. The dragon takes a 25, and the leader, looking badly injured but still up. However, his dragon starts starting to fall with his dragon, as you also slay his wyvern.
Awesome.
Huge turn.
Yeah, I don't. So can I try and just kind of as a bonus action land on the dragon that's now not got a rider?
It has.
And try and kind of
so
take
you
control of it?
So yeah, you see the as you blast through him with the lightning from being emitted from your thunder gauntlets. His body just gets ejected from the saddle. You quickly mount yourself on there as well. Give me an animal handling check.
Hell yeah, I'm not great at this, but I sure want to be.
Let's see how it goes.
And I can.
Okay, I'm fully back now.
Not bad, but it's an 18.
Fantastic. 18. Yeah, excellent. You managed to grab it. You're a little bit hesitant of staring this thing as it kind of rears up behind you, trying to shake you off. But you managed to corral it into listening to you. You have a tentative kind of some sort of tentative mount at the moment with this wyvern. You can see right behind you, holding onto the dwarven bartender, Potterwise goes like, "Oh wow! Now that was really special. That, oh my goodness!" As they look around you, think we could ride on in there as well. as they start
Yes,
to try and
jump
move
on board.
towards you and the wyvern. And they
I'm gonna
grab
help
on
them.
as well. All right. Lila, we're just going to quickly rewind back to you. What would you like to do?
Okay. So I was asking if any are they all in the same level as us, or some are below us or above us?
It's a little bit like freeform. They're kind of like moving up and down as they try to keep pace with you guys, but you're all essentially descending at around about 60 feet per round.
Okay. A little bit of a chaos. Can I... Actually, he's right there, so... Can I cast... So the wyvern team that is close to me, not close to, Dunga.
Yeah, these guys over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I... Which is safer, to cast Fireball above them or below them? And not hit the rest of the party?
You could definitely get these guys as you just kind of like center it on the wall
Yep.
of the thing. You could just get them.
Sweet.
Yeah. So either above or below would work. You can angle it just because of how the area is. You're kind of descending through the middle of the chamber itself.
Yeah.
These guys are swooping around to head towards Durga, but you manage to get it just behind them and explosion of fire. I will make 2 dexterity saving throws. What's your DC?
16.
16. Okay. So the rider fails, and the wyvern also fails.
Sweet.
I can't roll saving throws to save these guys' lives at all, by the looks of it. Your fire explodes. You hear him go like, silly cleric. We worship fire. They seem to be resistant to fire damage due to their worshipping of a red dragon. So they'll only take half the damage anyway.
Yeah. That's what I was clarifying. I was just like wondering if they were resistant to fire.
Yeah, it seems to be confirmed that that is the case. The wyvern, however, is not. So they're going to take the full 18.
Yeah.
I believe. Yeah, the wyvern doesn't look like it has any resistance to fire.
And then
So it gets like rocked by the explosion from behind it, sending it a little bit off course, but it's still hitting itself towards Durga there. Anything else you would like to do? You have a bonus action, and you can try and angle yourself towards Mischief, who seemed to have gotten a wyvern themselves. Durga has a wyvern behind them that without a rider as well. And the looks like the leader is wyvernless, as his wyvern has started to like fall. He's grabbing on and being dragged down with it.
Okay. Alright. Yeah, so that's my action. And then I'm going to try and start heading over to start trying to head over to here.
So you start moving yourself over towards Durga and Sir Igwald. Balren, to see that the battle has turned in your favor.
Can I get into a position where I'm within 30 feet of the dragon that just got fireballed?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you start to like angle yourself as you start falling down, moving yourself towards the fireballed wyvern. Yep, you can get yourself within 30 feet.
Sweet. As I start to fall, using my Fey-touched feet, I misty step by turning myself into a big pile of nice-smelling autumn leaves, and I teleport onto the back of this wyvern.
You teleport on the back,
And
you're standing
I would like
right
to-
behind this guy behind you.
I'm gonna shove him off with my shovel.
He kind of looks spooked. He goes like, whoa! As he looks behind him, right as you shove him. This is a contested strength check then, isn't it? So let's see.
I've got athletics, which is
So go ahead and roll.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh no!
It's only a 12.
I can reaction add 6, I think.
Do it! Do it!
It's an
Do
ability
it.
check or saving throw, so I think that goes with that, right? So that's
Yes, it would.
yeah, +6.
Yeah.
I should have
You're still- really good. Okay, so you go to shove him. You seem to stumble as you lose your footing. He seems to turn and react in time, and then there's a little nudge that you get. How does that play out, Mischief, as you use your flash of genius to help him out?
I just send a bolt of like green and blue swirling lights that distracts the other guy.
As he turns to brace himself, you see the light flash between his eyes. He flinches back, and you just, with a strong, hardy dwarven kick, boot this guy off of his wyvern. However, because you critical failed, I'm going to give him a chance to just grab onto the wyvern itself. As he grabs onto the bridle, he's still holding on, but you're in control of the wyvern right now. As you can sit down and take your space on the seat there. So why don't you give me, while you're at it, a animal handling check to see if this this wyvern is going to resist you as its newfound rider. 9. It is looking, it's attempting to throw you off. So on your next turn, I'm going to get you to make some checks to try and hold on to it. But for now, you're wildly kind of like spinning and careening around in the air, holding onto this wyvern's like bridles, as the other guy is just kind of like holding on for dear life, trying his best not to fall into the mine shafts below.
As a free action, I'm going to yell at him. It's called
Yep.
skydiving. As I look to Mischief and give a thumbs up.
Because what?
Thumbs up back.
What the hell is skydiving?
No one's to catch you though.
All right. The leader turns towards Igwald. He grabs and jumps from his falling wyvern onto you as well. So between the three of you, he attempts to grab and tackle Igwald, who is being held by you, Durga, as you all kind of like start to careen and fall. He's going to attempt to make a athletics check as he jumps towards you. And Durga, I'm going to get you to contest this, as you're the one kind of in control of Sir Igwald at the moment. So I'd like you to... I'm going to roll for this guy first and tell you what you need to beat.
Okay.
Okay. You're going to need to beat, and this is a pretty difficult check as he comes and jumps towards you. I'm going to need you to beat a 4.
In athletics,
Yeah, in athletics.
I win. That's 23. No?
Easy. Yeah, so he jumps towards you. He jumps towards you, launching himself off of his wyvern to try and grab onto you. He draws his dagger out, attempting one last kind of like final check to try and like stab into Sir Igwald, and you just turn around and just kick him away. As you just see him like jump towards you, you just use your foot, boot him in the face as he starts to descend, falling to the... No! With nothing to hold him up anymore, and his last chance gone, his wyvern defeated, he falls down, and I'm going to take him out of combat. The wyvern itself, seeing that there is nobody rider and nobody around, attempts to fly and leaves as well, bringing us back to our
Do I do
last friend.
opportunity attack?
Is that wyvern close enough for me to kind of grab him?
It's starting to leave and you're falling. It's going to leave upwards, however, so
Can
I'm
I-
going to say no.
May I have a free action to speak in Draconic to tell it to stay? To come here?
Ooh, okay. Yeah, make an animal handling check with disadvantage.
Oh, okay. Disadvantage. Animal handling.
6. You call on Draconic, trying to corral the wyvern towards you. It doesn't, however, it just screeches, yeah! It doesn't seem to register what you're saying and just kind of screeches and starts flying away upwards.
God damn it.
And we have one last guy here with a wyvern kind of careening and spinning out of control. We have one guy that is going to attempt to climb his way back on to the wyvern there. I'm going to get him... What should I get him to do?
Die.
Well, let's see.
maybe grab onto Balren and try to bring him down.
Yeah, I'm gonna. So Balren, he's gonna attempt to try and climb his way back up. You're above him, however, so I'm gonna give him disadvantage on this check. So I will roll these attacks. These checks from him. These guys aren't very strong, however. So let's see.
Sorry, Balren.
Okay, so
Please
Balren,
roll
you're
some.
gonna need to beat. Yeah, I'm gonna need an athletics check from you as he attempts to like drag you off and get ownership back of the wyvern. I'm gonna need you to beat a 10. Yeah,
Considering with a
easy.
net 1, he had a 12.
It's
Balren,
called
what happened?
skydiving.
As you say that once more, you kick him off, and he goes, "Ah, I'm skydiving."
But there's no
as
one
he
to catch
falls
you.
down into the abyss, and you hear just a couple of seconds later, as the bodies of these people that you've slain crash into the ground below. You, now having control of 2 wyverns, manage to collect yourselves together, and slowly you descend down into the cave itself. You collect yourself up. The Featherfall spell starting to come to an end as you find yourself landing on like an awkward kind of 45-degree angle slope that is got scree and rubble and broken parts of this lodge. You can see that there seems to be the bodies of one wyvern and these cultists splattered amongst like the different parts of the woods and terrain as it's all crashed down there. You can see that there's like a barrel that's got like one singular leak spraying a bunch of stout ale across the cave. You see some of the other adventurers seem to be dead, lying at the bottom of here, just kind of splattered from the fall. Some of them seem to be buried under rubble. Some of them seem to have already kind of like picked themselves up and dusting themselves off as they're getting ready to leave. And you all land. So Igwald is kind of like still holding on to Durga and says like, "All right, I think we made it. You can put me down now if you like."
I would say you are not going anywhere. Shut up and just stay there.
Very, very, very well then. This has not gone according to plan at all. And I will just do as I'm told and stay right where I am. You all land, collect yourself. You have 2 wyverns. They seem to be still a little bit restless. Actually, Balren, you were having trouble with your wyvern. Could I get one more animal handling check from you?
Can I assist by looking menacingly at the wyvern and having my gloves like crackle with lightning? Like, you better obey him.
Yeah. So you can roll that with advantage. That 17's very good though. So let's see if you can do better than that with advantage. 16 and 17. You easily, with the like lightning that you kind of spring forth from your gauntlets, and you can see the other one kind of shrinks down, going like, "Yeah, my rider's pretty cool. Maybe you should listen to these guys." They have like a silent exchange between the 2 wyverns, and it seems to want to listen to you right now. And you all land. You can see everyone kind of just like patiently waiting. Everyone looks very injured from like the fall. Seemingly everybody but Balren, who looks looking quite hearty and hale, not really taking too much damage in that fight at all. What would you like to do?
I might
Can I?
ask if...
Sorry.
No, you go.
I was gonna say like, can I try and find any ale that is left and try to drink it?
Yeah, so there's like a barrel that seems to have lasted the impact. It's got one little hole that is spurting out ale that you quickly kind of like lift up in one hand, still
Yeah,
with Igwald
I'll
over the other.
I'd like to get
And
the help
stunt.
action.
You pick up one of the small adamantine mugs that is like falling, clatters to the ground. You can start filling up some little cups for everybody. As Tormund says, "Yeah, I think very well done, everyone. You can all have the ale and everything. Don't worry about it at all." And Igwald is kind of silently just perched on Durga's shoulder there, looking at you guys for kind of what with Durga really for what you guys would like to do. It seems as you're looking around, there seems to be this slope goes down further deeper into the mines, and you can see some of the lodge starts to like roll towards that way as well, deeper and darker. As your eyes adjust, you also see that there are a couple of other routes that look like they're heading back up towards the surface as well. So this could be a good intersection for you guys to either retreat and try another time, or commit to this and head deeper into the mines.
So
I'd say I feel
who's
so.
sorry?
I was just gonna say, like, I don't think it's wise to take these wyverns deeper in towards the dragon because I feel like they'll turn on us as soon as we get to the dragon.
I agree. It's in their nature to turn on each other in the if they're weak. Is anyone else?
So,
Is anyone hurt who needs some healing?
I think
guess
all of us are
all
a bit
of
hurt.
us.
Okay.
You'll take a little bit of time to heal. You see Potterwise goes like, yeah, see how quickly they turned on their riders after they were dead, so be a bit wary.
exactly.
They might just turn right back on against you as well.
I
It
think we
looks
should
like
take a
some
bit
of
of a
these
short
people
rest.
looks like these people are looking pretty injured and everything. Perhaps some of us better make a retreat, take a short rest, and
Yeah.
we can figure this out from here.
Maybe these dragons can help some of the more injured people get up. These wyverns, I mean.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah. You can start to direct some of the other adventurers who have taken really bad damage from the fall, and they start to limp out with like the wyverns towards the exits, leaving just you four, and Sir Igwald, and also
Okay.
Potterwise. So Igwald just going like, well, this really hasn't gone to plan at all, but you all seem to have held your own. This might not be the best opportunity to go after a dragon. I suggest we could make a retreat and regroup, perhaps, and take this from another time. Or we could, rally ourselves together, attempt to go for the kill.
I think we need a.
Will we get paid if we leave?
Well, no, we will not have any treasure, and I can't really
We just
pay
saved
you.
your life several times over. It's a very nice looking sword.
This is true. I can. Well, the sword I must keep, but I'm sure we can find some other way of compensating you in some way. This doesn't mean it's the end of us going after this dragon. We can definitely try again, but perhaps just not today.
I think that might be right. As Lila went up to Mischief and placed a hand, and you get 9 healing points of healing.
Thank you.
And then
Look surprised and quite touched by you healing her.
And then going off over to Durgan and also placing a hand, and you get 12.
I get 12.
Yep. And then
you might want to heal yourself as well.
yeah, I'm getting there.
The lowest
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Potterwise says you were saying something about like a kobold fortress perhaps down here as well. Pushing on might be hard. We could continue to push on, find somewhere safe to rest, and then continue on afterwards after a good like kind of bout of healing up and getting our bearings.
We can do a
Sounds
short
right.
rest.
As we're talking, I go up to Lila and I'm like, "Thank you for healing me," and I touch her shoulder and I also cure wounds her back.
I rolled 8 at level 4. I cast it as level 4, and it already gave me 8.
Is that a
cast
fourth
level 1 and I
level?
gave you 12.
Yeah, I cast it as a
God.
4.
That doesn't look correct. It looks like it's only. Oh, hey, so
add the 2 boxes together.
you got to add the 2 boxes together.
Oh, okay. Okay. Hang on. So the first one was 6 plus 9. So
So that was
Mistress.
cast at level 2, correct?
2, yes. So so Mistress gets 15.
An extra 6, yeah. So
And then,
add the extra 6.
And then
Durga, add the extra 8.
8. And I get
14 plus 12,
14.
right?
Yeah, 14 plus 12 is 20. Math.
Did I get anything extra?
8. It's so
Alright.
it's so the 12
extra
plus
8,
8,
yeah.
so you get 20 total.
Yep, done.
Hang
Oh,
on.
right.
Plus 12 plus 4.
So Igwald says, yes, I believe there should be a spider infestation further up, and then beyond that is the Kobold Fortress, protecting the area right before the Dragon's Lair itself. What say this? If you really want to be paid from the Dragon's Treasure Hoard, we just venture a little bit further in, find somewhere nice to stop for a while, and then we continue the push after we've had a little bit of, a bit of a nap.
I
That
can get
sounds good.
behind that.
Whilst I want a payday, I also want to survive to get it.
So he says, why don't we hold like a little group vote then?
Right, so I just did like a second win on myself. If that's allowed.
Do you have 2 second wins or just 1?
Is it one
Did
per
you use-
short rest?
I believe you used 1 earlier in the fight, didn't you not?
Right, one per short rest. Okay. Yeah, I can't use it.
Yeah.
So we
One
can
per
venture
short
down
rest
a
you
little
can.
further.
So it will turn to you. So, who out of us wants to continue on into and fight the dragon between the? And he looks between the 6 of us that we have here. Plus
I
our
say-
one wyvern friend.
I say yes, we should.
1 for yes. They turn to the next person. They turn to Mischief.
After a rest, I believe we should.
All right. 2 for yes. Miss Lila.
As long as we get a rest, then I believe we can go forward.
Excellent. Well, between myself and wanting to as well, I believe we should continue to push forward. They look deeper down into the rest of the rest of the mine shafts, snaking down. You see glooming dark spots of like blue lights flashing in and out as you look further down. And I think we should wrap up there because it is now 9:30. And I have work tomorrow. But we can continue this little adventure to go further in and fight the dragon. Perhaps another like the next time. So I can like, what day works? Because Karl, I believe you were saying that you have Thursdays is usually a busy night for you, correct?
Yeah.
Should I
Most nights
stop
are
the
busy for
recording
me,
now?
so-
Okay. Yeah, you can stop the recording now.
Yeah.
That should be okay.